Well, welcome back to Conversation with Mr. French. I'm your host, Derek, and I'm here with a special person, and I will let her introduce herself.
Alex, 37. Hi, Derek. What's up?
Nice to meet you.
Hello, world.
It's nice to meet you again. As you said, Alex, we're here sitting down going over our review of, we were both casted on Pop the Balloon or Find Love, episode 91. So, Alex, now that you're here, what is your take on episode 91?
So, for me personally, like, again, I watched your previous episode and definitely big shout out to Arlette and BM. Like, the whole setup, great just production, like, very positive vibes across the board. So, like, they did an excellent job with what they do, and you can really tell that they're passionate about, like, people making connection. Like, I know BM jokes like, don't make, this is not Pop the Balloon or Find Friends, but, like, overall the environment is just really friendly and welcoming. So it does make it easier to kind of find friends and interact. But I had a great time. Like, I enjoyed my experience. I mean, we can tap more into, like, each individual situation if you want to, but I'm kind of more so interested in your perspective, so we can, like, sit and talk about it. Like, just also because I know, like, there was some feedback that was received from you, and we could just kind of just go with the flow and see, just vibe out.
Okay. Well, since you said that, I have a couple of things we can go over.
Okay.
Let's start with the recap.
Okay, let's recap.
Um,
Where you want to start?
what made you go on there? And when you got the call, how did you feel?
Yeah, so I will be honest, like, I do not remember when I applied. I definitely, I would guess I would consider myself like a super fan. Like, I watch the show religiously, like, every Wednesday when it drops. Maybe not at the time it drops, but I watch them. And I've gotten, like, people around me to watch the episodes, like friends and family and stuff like that. So I remember talking to some of my best friends, like, they encouraged me, like, you should apply, you should just do it, like, you should go. And I was like, I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm ready. Like, I don't know if I'm, in the mindset to do something like that. But I applied, and I honestly cannot remember when I applied. But when I got the call, I was actually on a flight back from New York for work. I was with my mom. And I got the call, and it went to voicemail, but I, like, read the voicemail transcript.
Okay.
And I saw, like, I didn't read the whole thing. I just saw Pop the Balloon, and I showed my mom. I was like, do you see this? She was like, call him back, call him back. I was like, wait. I was like, we're on a flight back. Like, I'll, like, text, and just, so I texted them and was like, I'm on a plane. If it's not too late, I'll call back when I land, and, had the conversation. And I was just like, why not? Like, why not? Like, let's just do it. Like, what else do I have to lose at this point? Dating apps weren't working. Like, obviously in-person dating is kind of weird since COVID. Like, people aren't social like they used to be. So I was like, why not just test it out? Like, I have nothing to lose. Like, either I come and find my match, the love of my life, or whatever the case may be, or I walk away single, which I already am. So it's a win-win, I guess.
So I remember when I got it, somewhat similar. I was at work, and the phone, the number. So with the iPhones, the number's not programmed in your phone; it goes straight to voicemail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, similar. She left a voicemail, but I was reading it as she was leaving it, right? And then she texted me,
Yes.
"Hey, about this is such. We would like for you to come on the show." I'm like, nah, this is baloney, because I applied a while ago, and it took them a while to reach out to me as well.
Yeah.
So I called back, and she was like, yeah, this is such and such. And I'm like, no, I don't believe this. You might quit playing on my phone, right? So she was like, no, this is an actual assistant producer. I can actually have the producer to call you to verify. So, okay, I called her back. And she set a date, and then went on from there.
Yeah.
And so from January 10th of 2026, it's the day I showed up and happened to come across you.
All right, here we go.
You were one of the contestants that were up there.
Yep.
And that day, I could say that day since the show aired, things been moving in somewhat a positive way for me.
Good.
Somewhat, but we're here to address some of the things that some of the cast member and some of social media.
Yeah, I know. I've been tuned into a lot of the sides of things and have some perspective.
Okay.
I can really only speak from my personal experience and what it was like for me and my engagement with each of the gentlemen that came across.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get. I guess I could say like I wasn't like a hot topic in the comments, which I'm kind of grateful for. Like that wasn't the reason why I went on the show. Like the reason why I went on the show was not for exposure or clout or anything of that nature. It was really to, be a part of this experience. With my background being in psychology, like just human interaction, engagement, communication, like how people think, like very intrigued by that. So being active in that, with also the potential of maybe finding a match was, super cool. So, again, grateful for the comments that didn't necessarily come my way. There were some, well, we could talk about that later, but.
We're definitely going to talk about that for sure.
Yeah, but, I can only speak to my experience with each one of you guys, and I did do kind of like a recap situation on Instagram, but it was so wordy. So like I can take it step by step if you want me to. Like I can go down the line and give
get to there too.
what I was doing. But go ahead.
Let's jump right into that. What is your type?
What is my type? Okay, so
your type of man.
My type of man. I'm going to almost read verbatim what I put, like, I guess on my application from what I remember.
Okay.
And, like, the line of questioning is pretty specific with what you're looking for. I guess you can kind of take it where you want to take it, right? Like,
okay.
it's open-ended. It's not, like, a specific list of questions. But anyone that knows me knows that, like, just past relationships, like, no one looks the same. So, like, it's not a specific, like, cookie-cutter type. I will say, in general, my type is, like, taller, more athletic build. And that's because my background is I'm an ex-athlete. So, like, it's kind of what I've always been around from dating era, like high school, 16. Like, the jock dating the cheerleader type vibe. Like, I played basketball and ran track in high school, so I did cheerlead for a little bit, but like it wasn't that. But you get what I'm saying. Like you're kind of always used to that. So in general, like physical, that's what it looks like. But outside of that, like I'm talking long hair, short hair, dark skin, light skin, bald, not bald, beard, not beard. Like there's no like list, right? So in general. Yes, physically taller, more athletic type body style, I guess you could say. And then me being a Christian woman looking for someone who is Christ-led, like believes in Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. And kind of keeping that at base level. And again, we'll probably talk about that too.
We just got started.
I know, we just got started. We're going to get even, like, I'm setting the foundation here for where we're going to go. But that is something that I look for because I am Christ-led, not a perfect Christian by any means, but something that I think is important in relationship, just to kind of, I guess the word that we use is equally yoked.
Yes.
But I do believe that you could be equally yoked, not just spiritually, but in other ways too. But outside of that, just ambition, like just goal-oriented, like to have goals and want to work toward a goal is, not just lazy. You know what I mean? I'm pretty simple. Like, when it comes to type, I'm really very much a vibe energy person. Like, I could steer away from what is my typical type if I get a good vibe and energy and feel comfortable. So I guess that's the basics.
So when you said, we're going to piggyback, so is height a deal breaker or not in a man?
I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a deal breaker. But what I will speak to, because I know it's always in the comments, they're popping over height. Oh my God. Like there's so for me, and again, only speaking from my personal experience, I have always been around tall men.
Okay.
Like my grandfather on my mom's side was 6'7". His friends 6'6", 6'5", like tall. My brother is tall. The only person that's on the shorter side might be my dad, but like I feel like growing up he was taller. Like as you know how you grow older, you shrink a little bit. So like, but just have always been around tall men. So that's just in my mind, kind of how I relate. Like not necessarily unattracted to a shorter man. It's just foreign to me. Mm-hmm. It's something that I'm not used to seeing. So would I say deal breaker? I would get, like, I've gone on dates with shorter guys and, you know, had vibes and could see it happening. It's not something where I'm like, oh, you're short, don't talk to me. Like, I'm not that type.
So, I mean, not to cut you off, but everyone has a preference. And there's nothing wrong there's nothing wrong with having a preference there.
Right.
Right. So my type of woman is.
Yes. We got to talk about this because I watched the show back. And again, not to cut you off, but I'm going to let you finish.
Okay.
But as I watched the show back, I'm like, dang, Derek said everybody in the line was his type. So what is this man's type? Like, Arlette's like, is she your type? He's like, yeah, I think she's very attractive. And I'm like, okay. So tell me, what's your type?
So for those who have watched the show, right? People get on there and say things that go viral.
Correct.
So that was never my intent, right? The lineup was not disrespecting me, so I just kept it respectful. Were they my type? Out of 8 girls on there, maybe
8.
Maybe 2 were my type, but once again, I didn't want to come off as an arrogant butthole or sassy. Right. So I just kept it respectful and kept it moving, you know. But no, most of them was not my type.
Okay.
You know, I'm not sitting here, this platform is not sitting to drag anyone. But for example, you and another cast member, were very much my type. Mm-hmm. But what I'm actually looking for is someone tall, athletic. See, I'm 6'4", so someone that's probably 5'7", 5'8", who actually, you know, is athletic, who's not sitting around complaining, don't want to work out, and things of that nature.
But there were some women, not to cut you off, there were some women in the lineup that were taller and, you know, mentioned that they were in the gym. Once
again, I was being respectful. Okay. And what I seen with my own eyes was not a gym working out body.
Okay.
Right?
So you're equating like gym time to like overall physique. Like
correct.
Okay. Like athleticism, like you want an athletic body build, like
so she don't have to have the abs. She don't have to have the abs. But she also have to have a neck. Right?
A neck.
And she can't have turkey arms. For those who don't know what turkey arms is, you know, with the little flap hanging down, things like that.
TT arms.
TT arms.
Well, we were all TTs. Let the internet tell it. But go ahead.
Let the internet tell it. And she I don't want a woman who has to pull her spandex or pants over her belly. So that means, you know, you're not in the gym if you're doing that.
I'm going to speak from the feminine side. Like some of us we got bad days. I mean, again, one of my favorite comments, they were telling me that, like, I saw the comment saying I look like I was pregnant. And I'm like, dang, I can't be a woman. I'm bloated, like, whatever the case may be.
So don't let me be shallow. And with me growing up in the Midwest, my mom and grandmother, and I know everybody keeps saying, well, that's back then, this and that. I don't want a woman who her makeup look like she's about to go to the funeral.
Not a funeral.
You know, a woman who's just, her makeup is her life. I want a woman that, don't wake up running straight to putting makeup on.
Yes.
So I want a natural woman.
Mm-hmm.
The BBLs
But you
and
do
all
understand, like, there is a time and a place for makeup, right?
Correct.
Like, okay.
Correct.
Because I think that sometimes that's like a narrow line between like men and women, because men want the more natural look, but then when we wear the makeup, they're like, ugh, like you got on too much makeup. But it's like, this is the time for that. Like, this is the situation to do that.
But, are you wearing the makeup for who? Are you wearing the makeup for your partner, or are you wearing the makeup for you to go out and want the attention all on you, or are you just wearing the makeup just to break out a certain skin or a certain look on you, right? So
yeah,
that's what I don't want. I want a woman that's, you wearing it just for here and there, not just look like you just threw a whole powder of makeup on your face and I got to accept you who you are. That's just not what I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
In a woman.
Well, since we're on the topic of makeup, that was like a hot topic. Shout out my boy Larry. Shout out my boy Larry, who like to call out everybody's makeup. And then like there were, obviously some post podcasts and kind of went into that a little bit. And I think there was a little misunderstanding with, I'm just going to speak to him in particular because he was the one that brought it up the most.
Who are we speaking about?
Larry.
On what episode?
And the makeup.
Larry on what episode? 91?
Yes.
Right.
What other Larry do you know?
There's a lot of Larry. I mean, hey, Larry on Pop the Balloon.
Larry, the equalizer, the finisher.
Okay.
But he made some comments about the women's makeup, obviously, and I think that there were some conversations after the fact, and I'm not gonna say specifically about me, but Larry's comment towards me was like, I guess he said, except the one over there that looked kind of straight, right? Like he was talking about me. And I even in that moment, like turned to, I think it was Kelly next to me on my right-hand side. And I was like, girl, my face is beat. And like, if you see me smiling, like that's what I'm saying. And I was like, and my face is beat. So like, it wasn't like me. I don't think that he was saying that he said I look kind of straight because I didn't have on makeup. I think he was saying that the way that my makeup was done, it didn't, I guess give him the vibe that I was older, or like he felt like it was done properly.
Correct.
Right?
It wasn't right. It wasn't homemade done.
Okay.
Because that's what some of these makeup people look like.
So I'm going to speak to the makeup thing because I know it's a very sensitive topic. It's a very sensitive topic amongst women, and it's a hot topic amongst men. So, I've always been taught, like, just at a very young age, just playing around with makeup, like, make it look as natural as possible. Mm-hmm. And that may be a Midwest thing. Again, I'm from Chicago, so, like, Midwest, like, not growing up with the glitz and the glam, like, that exists, the plastic life, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so I think coming from that place, like makeup has always been a world for me to like enhance certain features, but not transform. Mm-hmm. So like you don't want to look like a totally different person. Like if you take your makeup off, you want to look the same. Maybe here's how I'll compare it. And I think I've used this comparison before. Like it's almost like men in a haircut. No offense, Derek. I know you. But
yeah, because I let mine go.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, it would be like you growing your beard out, right? Like if you get a really just use you as an example. Mm-hmm. If you get a real scruffy beard, right, you're gonna look different. You're not gonna necessarily be less attractive, but you're gonna look different, right? And then when you get your beard shaped up like you do right now, it elevates, your already attractiveness. That's how I foresee, like, that's how I look at makeup. Like, without it, I shouldn't look less like myself or less attractive. I just look a little, like, I guess, normal, is it? Like,
well, fellas, I seen her wear her makeup.
Oh
she
my
don't
God.
look that. She don't look any different.
I'm supposed to tell secrets.
I seen her wear her makeup. She didn't look any different. So let's move on to our professional and family values.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So I was asked, right, what do I do, right? And I on the show, episode 91.
Yes.
I told him that I was a truck driver.
Yes.
And I don't know if people was new to that space or those cast member were new to hearing about truck drivers, right? But I'm a local truck driver. So
Right.
what that means is I go home every day. So I do my 12 to 14 hours a day. I deliver to all over the place, schools, casinos. We're here in Vegas, casinos, grocery stores, gas stations, things like that. I complete my route and go back home and go it all over. So I'm not over the road. I do not desire to go over the road, but I do drive an 18-wheeler.
Right.
And with that being said, what do you do?
What do I do? Okay. Well, first of all, I know your industry very well because of what I do. So as I mentioned on the show, I'm a safety manager. I won't specifically say what company I work for, but I will give you you can guess based off of this information. It is one of the world's largest retail spaces, I guess what they call e-commerce businesses in the world. If you need more information, he sent his fiance up in SpaceX with the rest of the crew. So I'm not gonna say specifically who I work for, obviously, but I am a safety manager for that company. My background, though, is actually in athletic training. So I got my degree in psychology, went on and got my master's degree, science in athletic training, worked with collegiate athletes for about 8 years before I moved into more of the manufacturing industry.
Okay.
Still kind of the same world. Instead of athletic training, it shifts into more injury prevention, but using the same certifications and licensure. So I worked for GM, General Motors. I've actually did a short stint with Pepsi. So I knew exactly what you were talking about and what you do. And then I moved on to the company that I currently work for and kind of grew through the business. So I retired from collegiate athletics. I worked at the Division I level. And it's still very cool to see some of my athletes that are now professional and performing at the Olympics and stuff like that.
Well,
That's great.
Out to you.
Right.
Shout
That's
out to
great.
you.
It's nice. Shout out to them that are doing awesome things. But yeah, so I am currently a safety manager. And basically what I do now is I oversee pretty much locations across the country. So I travel a lot for work. But I just ensure federal, local, the OSHA compliant stuff, obviously making sure that our employees make it home safely and work safely. And that's pretty much the basics of that. But yes.
Shout out to you, keeping things safe.
Yes, always. I just have in my own personal life sometimes. But that's what I do. I know it's very interesting. Most people don't understand that dynamic. But again, to your point, that's why when you said what you said, in your profession, I knew exactly what you were talking about because I used to work with those people when I was in those buildings. Again, General Motors, Pepsi when I was there, and then before I got into the role that I'm in now, in some of the larger fulfillment centers where we dealt with our drivers, we call them our TOM team, transportation. We have air. We have a lot of different moving parts when it comes to transportation. So I know the difference between local and on the road. Yeah.
So with about the industry, truck drivers make pretty good money, can make a living off being a truck driver, right?
Absolutely, especially with the company that I work for. We get a lot of independent contractors that again, to your what you were saying, you wanted to do purchase the box trucks and start their business. Yes. And some of them are making, they're just look I'm looking at y'all just in case you money mindset you talking about. Yeah. But yeah, some of them, I'm just gonna speak fully transparent with what I know in the industry and kind of having some insight and background. These are people who are pretty solidified in their business and have been doing it for a long time, can make anywhere between $3,000 and $4,000 a day.
Okay, so we're gonna stick on that, right?
Just with my person, with my company alone. So that's just one company that they can make that amount of money off of, and then not including if you contract out through other companies and businesses. So yeah.
So this question was asked to me, and I'm gonna ask you, right?
Uh-oh.
what would be a life-changing amount of money? I say,
like you want to put a dollar amount on it,
I'm
or
going
do
to put
you?
a dollar amount
Okay.
on it, right?
I mean, it looks different for everybody, right?
Correct.
Like, you know,
That's like,
I think like in a very general sense, like most people who make a decent living in their life, like let's just say middle class, upper middle class, like anywhere in the millions is probably going to be life changing, right?
Correct.
But if you're already a millionaire, $1 million isn't going to be life changing.
Nope.
If you're, making $100,000 a year, like $200,000 isn't going to be
That's a
life
life
changing.
changer.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it looks different for everybody. And some people, like if you I'm speaking from my own personal perspective. Like I've always been a person that's been taught that like wealth is more so a mindset. Like you don't have to have a specific dollar amount to be wealthy. Like if you balance and budget your money properly, you can live a certain lifestyle that makes you feel wealthy.
Yes.
Like the things that people value when it comes to wealth, like having nice things, being able to travel, a nice home, a nice car, you can still acquire those things. Really, all you need is a good credit score. Like if you got good credit, you can pretty much get whatever you want, right?
But once again, what would you do with, let's say, $1 million? That's a life-changing money to us. To me, right?
Yeah.
Because in my career, my profession, I'm not making $1 million.
Right.
So if I were to come across life-changing, that 500,000 can be a life-changing for me, right?
10,000 could be life changing to some people.
For some people.
Yeah.
So 500,000, what would you do with it?
I mean, so I'm a little bit different. Like, again, I went through grad school. I got student loan bills that are still piling up because I refuse to pay them. But that's just me.
I mean, that's probably.
That's probably like realistic, right? Like
Correct.
people who have, master's and doctorate degrees that couldn't go through a grad assistant program or achieve financial aid. Like I did get financial aid, but not enough to fully cover tuition for a graduate bill. And I went to St. Louis University. Don't know if you know anything about it. It's very expensive. It's not cheap.
Oh, I'm aware of St. Louis.
Right. Yeah, it's not, right. You're Kansas City.
I'm from Kansas City,
Yeah.
Missouri.
So it's not
3
like
hours.
it's not something the bills add up, especially when it comes to grad school. So like, I mean, 500,000. Like I would want to just get rid of that bill. And the only reason why I want to get rid of that bill is because I know that somewhere down the line, I want to like own a home. I want to be able to fund my daughters. 'Cause it's very similar to kind of like, feel like I'm repeating what you said. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter's only about to be 3, but like, we can bank on her being an athlete and getting like athletic scholarships and stuff like that, but it's not guaranteed. Like,
Correct.
so there's a certain level of planning and things like that to prepare where you can still, how do I explain? I guess like given that amount of money, it wouldn't be something that I use to enhance my lifestyle. It would be something that I use to maintain the current lifestyle that I have and be comfortable and not have to necessarily worry about, excess bills and, like paying a student loan bill or like putting away like a certain amount of money every week for a college fund. It's like, okay, that's done. Like that's set now. And I can continue to live my life the way that I've been living with the budget that I do have and be comfortable and happy. So everybody's mindset's different. Like,
Correct.
to each his own. Like, that's what I say. To each his own.
So I'm going to answer the question that I just asked. 500,000. Once again, I'm not going to change my answer. I'm going to always, my kids are going to always come first. I'm going to make sure my oldest is a girl, make sure she complete college. Then my 2 boys, make sure they're straight. And then I have to take care of my mom. That's my duty as being her son because she didn't have to bring me into this world, right?
Correct.
So I want to make sure she's straight. And then after that, I really want to invest in myself into buying multiple box trucks.
Yeah.
And then, put the rest aside for my future wife and we can travel and enjoy life because I'm going to increase that 500,000.
Right.
So that's a life change to me with that money, with that amount of money.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And I think to your point, like, again, like, the perspective is different. Obviously, like, you have children, I have children, so we understand that why it's important to invest in a child's future, right? You know, you seem to, or like you have expressed that you have a good relationship with your mom. I do too. Like, I would want to do the same thing, but and I hope this doesn't come off as shade because I'm not trying to shade anyone. But like, if you don't value those things, or if you've never experienced that, or you don't have children, or you may not have a good relationship with your mom, or you may not have a good relationship with your family, you may not understand why it's important to, you know, take that money and put it back into the people who have poured into you to make you into the person that you are today. So again, it's like perspectives. Like, again, like, we can judge, and like we talked about earlier, everyone has their preferences, but yeah.
Yeah. So walking back, what are some of the in the comments, or people are in the comments, people are saying you women were popping for stupid things.
Oh,
for
gosh.
example, height, distance, shoes. Now, would you like to address that, please?
Yes, I'll go through every single one if you want. I'll go down the line. I'll save you for last because you here.
So
let's start with number one. Who was number one? Wavy.
Wavy.
Okay, so Wavy, I did pop for height.
Shout out to Wavy.
Hey, shout out Wavy. Hey, Wavy. I don't have nothing against Wavy. I think that, again, like I said, he spoke well. He, like, expressed himself very well. And I can't really speak to it too much because I don't, like, want to disrespect the platform. But the height was not the, I guess, like, the original reason behind my pop. And I had to, I don't want to say had to come up with a reason, but it was just kind of like, okay, I got to think about this again. Like, what is the reason why I would pop? Like, you know, the stuff that he was saying, like, it didn't come to me like he was speaking about, you know, Christ. And I'm like, I want to, you know, like a God-fearing man, like everyone says, like, what do I look like popping if he's preaching? You know, his style was nice. He was dressed nicely. His age wasn't bad. So it was really that. And, like, I will say this, when you watch the show, you don't really get a great perception of, like, height difference. Like, on the show, like, when you're watching it on YouTube, you can't really tell who's tall and who's short unless they stand next to each other.
Right. Like
but you met him, right? Like,
yeah, I met him.
So how tall would you say he is? If you're 6'4", where was he on your body?
Give or take. He could have been.
I mean, he can obviously confirm, but
he could have been 5'10".
5'10", like 5'9", 5'10" is where I read him.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
I'm, again, as I said, I'm not super tall. I'm very long. Like, I'm very long. Most people think that I'm taller than what I am. Like, people think I'm 5'7", 5'8" all the time, and I'm like, and this is without heels, and I'm like, I'm really like just under 5'6". Like, I'm kind of tiny. My best friend is like 5'2" or something like that, so she thinks I'm a giant compared to her. But as he was walking by, and I'm looking at Arlette. Arlette is a little bit, like, kind of shorter than me, with the heels.
Arlette, she every bit of 5'3".
Yes, exactly. So I'm, like, looking at him walking next to her, and I'm like, even they're kind of like that. I was like, ooh, I don't know. So at the end of the day, like, I popped for the height. Like, was it a stupid reason? Sure. But again, my goal with the entire lineup or the men that came out was, like, I want to give a very real explanation behind, like, when I pop my balloon, like, if you watch when I pop and like they say the reason why, it kind of aligns and matches up, except for him. That was a little different. Yeah. Cause I think I popped when he mentioned the nose ring, and I was like, it wasn't that.
So Leon was next. What about his height?
Leon, it wasn't his height. So, and again, shout out to Leon. Like, we've chatted about this conversation. Yes, shout out Leon.
I had him on here first.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. But I've talked to him about this too, and it really was what he had said to Valerie at that point, the lady in the green dress down the line. When he popped her balloon, he basically said, like, I don't get this vibe of, like, my woman, my girl with
Okay,
you. And
okay.
I told him, I was like, when you said that, like, it really, like, it triggered in my mind that I didn't get the same sentiment. And then him and I actually had a conversation about it, and I traced it back to even his question that he asked about what you love in men.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great question. But what I told him was, I was like, keep that question. Like, you should ask more women that you're interested in that question, because they should be able to look at you and not necessarily describe you from head to toe, but like, you should pull this level of like passion and interest out of them, where you feel that they're interested in you. And I was like, even when you asked me that question, I didn't look at you and be like, you know, oh, I like the way you dress and the way you smell and your shoes and your like, I didn't give that. It was very much like,
Boss man.
it was like kind of like brother sister vibes is where I was. So essentially, like, it just wasn't like,
that wasn't your rate. That was not one of your reasons you popped on 8 guys. It wasn't mainly because their height. It was just different.
Everybody was different, right?
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So, like, yes, it wasn't Leon's height. It didn't have, like, his style was nice. Like I said, he spoke well. It was just like when he said the kind of basically describing how important, like, having that connection of, like, you look at your man and you like, I want you. You my man, my man, my man. I didn't get that with him.
So other people, I mean, in the comments, they're also saying it's stupid to fly down to Arizona
Oh, here we go.
to get popped on for distance. So is
Lord have mercy.
you popped on one of the guys for distance?
I popped on 2 guys for distance.
Okay, so that was your deal breaker, right?
Distance was not necessarily my deal breaker. It was very much the location specifically.
Okay.
And again, like, people say that, and I'll speak again to my personal experience, like, and what I posted on Instagram. I used to have, like, crippling flight anxiety, like, to the point where, like, flying over 4 hours I would be in full-blown panic the whole time, like, feeling like I'm about to die.
Okay.
I'm since over that, and but I think it was Byron, the guy with the polo sweatshirt on.
The plumber. Shout out to Byron.
Yeah.
Shout out to
And
Byron.
it had nothing to do with him being a plumber. Again, like, I think that men that work in trade, like, it's a beauty, like, more people should get into trades.
Yeah.
So it was not the plumber thing. It was him being in California and specifically LA. Like, I'm not an LA girl.
Okay.
And where my mind went was, he's 46. And from what he described, the things that he was doing, he seemed very grounded, like, foundationally in LA. Like, he didn't give me, I'm willing to up and move for love wherever. So he like, so when he said, I was like, I'm never moving to LA. And then he, like, his other deal breaker, like, young children. I have a young child, so it ended up working out. And then Seattle. Oh my God. The comments about Seattle. Okay.
Is that still a 2-hour flight?
So
From
I have
Chicago to
since
Sierra?
taken the flight. Like, literally the week that this episode aired, my work sent me to Seattle. Totally unplanned. The flight was 4 hours and 45 minutes. I was going to play it, but I don't know if we have enough time. I have a real life pilot that explained to me how it is, unless you're flying SpaceX, a rocket ship, or the plane that costs, like, that can get from, I think, New York to London in, like, 4 hours or something crazy like that. That flight, there's like $300K to fly it. Like, unless you're on one of those, there's absolutely no way you could get from Chicago to Seattle in 2 hours. But where I got, like, what was really weird is, like, she said it was 5 hours, 6 hours. I was like, I was guesstimating because I don't know. Yeah. And sure, with a layover, it probably could be about 5 or 6 hours. But 4 hours and 45 minutes is a lot closer to 5 hours than it is to 2. But yeah, that was funny. And I was legitimately confused because I have never been to Seattle. I was like, wait, Seattle, I was like, did I hear that right? Seattle, Washington? Because I was like, wait, maybe he's like Washington, D.C. and said, maybe he didn't say Seattle. Maybe he said something like in D.C. So I was like, Seattle State? Like Washington State. So it's still funny. Like,
shout out my guy from Seattle.
Yes. Antonio. Yeah.
Shout out to Antonio.
Yep.
So I mean, once again, we're we're picking certain comments out of that was made on social media, YouTube, things like that, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think about dressing? When you go on these dating shows and they say dress for date night, define that.
Okay, so there's some people who look at the show and like, I think the directive was dress to impress or date night. Mm-hmm. So either or, right? That's how I read it. I think when we filmed or like when we were like doing the show, it was a little bit earlier in the day. So for me, like some of the guys were more casual, but in my mind, I was like, I get it. Like a date during the day looks a lot different than a date during the evening. So like if you match and it's 3 or 4 o'clock, you're probably going to do something chill. You know what I'm saying? Like you might, go get a little brunch, or you might like, I don't know, go to Topgolf or something like that. It doesn't require a fancy dress and a suit, right? But
you can change in the car.
You can. And again, like, clothes. Yes. So the clothing situation, like, it didn't bother me. I think that it was actually kind of cool. This was one of the episodes where I watched, like, obviously the women came dressed because that's just, I think in general, when women can foresee an opportunity where they can put some clothes on, they're going to put some clothes on. So that was that opportunity, right? But, like, for the men, it was actually kind of cool to see them kind of express their personalities through their clothing because everyone was different. Okay. And again, I think it did fit like dress to impress or date night, but it's also like, who are you dressing to impress and what date are you going on? Okay. So it's very vague in how you interpret that.
Question. What about the guy in the green suit? How'd you feel like? Was he overdressed? Was he dressed?
I was once told by a very intelligent person that you can never be overdressed or overeducated. So he was not overdressed.
So when I came out there, when it was my time to come up to see the women and the lineup, I could say most of them, because I can't say all of them, they were put together nice. Mm-hmm. To be old.
Not to be old. Come on, Derek. Let's not do that.
The lineup, there was like only 3 of y'all was young.
You 39. Yeah. So what's old to you?
45, 44.
Nobody was over 45. So there wasn't nobody old.
44.
Rashida was 44,
but Rashida was one of them that was looking nice.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you said old,
the
and
woman
you said over old, the 42-year-old, 45.
The 42-year-old in the red dress. No, she looked like she was 55, right? And her dress looked like, I'm not going to lie to you, looked like she got it from, no, shout out to women who shop there, because once again, I'm from the Midwest. She looked like she got it from Rainbow.
Not Rainbow. Does Rainbow even still exist?
Yes. Fashion Nova and Rainbow share the same distribution, but what she had on looked like it was from
Sir, I have worn some Fashion Nova stuff, so like it's not just like Fashion Nova ain't bad. Let's not Fashion Nova.
Like once I just said, fashion. Shout out to women who shops at Rainbow. There's a Rainbow here.
So I will say this, and I hope I have Rashida's permission because I'm gonna like shout out her suit.
No.
Her suit was from Pretty Little Thing.
Yeah. And
my dress was from J Lux label.
Shout out to you and Rashida.
Yeah.
Rashida was very, very, very much a lady that night.
Yes. And she's sweet.
Yes,
she's like one of my that's my soul sister.
Okay. So we gonna skip to another topic, right?
Oh God.
Right.
You got me nervous. I'm sweating.
So these are the questions that are asked in the comments, right?
Okay, go.
Said,
let's see.
Right. You have a big foot. What size shoes you wear?
You know what? I don't even, like, I saw that, like, when I watched the live comments back, and I couldn't tell if they were talking about me or somebody else, because, like, when they zoomed in on the feet, like, you see multiple feet. I do not have big feet. I wear a 7.5.
Okay.
7.5, 8. It depends. Like, if it's a boot, I'm wearing an 8. If it's a sneaker, I'm wearing an 8. If it's a heel, I'm probably wearing a 7.5. Okay. 38, if you know what I mean. 38, 39, somewhere in between there.
Oh, you pregnant?
Boy!
These are the
Do I
questions.
look pregnant, Derek? Can you
You do
confirm
not.
for the people that I'm not pregnant right now?
You do not look pregnant at all. You
No,
look
I was
very nice.
not pregnant. I honestly think so. There were points when I saw like how someone could think that just with the ruching of my dress and the coloring, like it did emphasize like the underbelly.
Yeah.
But I was honestly like bloated, having a woman moment. Like even my posture, people were like, "She's standing weird." I was like, I was cramping. I was trying not to like die, feet hurting, cramping, lights in your face, questions being asked. It's a lot to think about. So
Shout out to you for standing up there.
man, listen, with a smile on my face.
Hey, you made it look easy. You made it look easy. You made it look easy. And then so they're still watching our show, episode 91, right? And I'm still getting dragged for saying ESPN.
So yes,
ESPN.
yes. So
So
that's funny. It's funny.
You're sitting here right in front of me, and you was up there on the stage with the rest of them, and you heard me say it. So I just want to, once again, I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. I said ESP when she asked me those 3 books, what 3 books I read, right? I'm not much of a reader, right?
Yes.
But I can read, I can understand, and I also like audio more. So when a specific person that I was interested in popped their balloon on me, and I had to finish the lineup, I just said whatever came to mind, right? I just said whatever came to mind because I was not interested in her, right? So.
But you were also like, I think what people forget is like you still have to play the game, right?
Correct.
Like it's not a game, but like you still have to play the game. You still have to answer the questions. You can't
This
just
is
be
true.
like, I don't like none of y'all, bye, and walk off. Like if it was that easy, more people would do it.
and that's why I said I was just going through the motion
Yep.
to finish it, right? To give them enough taping to go on and things like that. Because I knew my match wasn't there anymore. Person I would have liked to get to know better.
Ooh, I can't wait to talk about this.
Yeah.
Keep going.
We ain't got that much time, sorry.
No, we gonna finish this.
Yeah,
We're gonna hustle through the rest of these questions. But let me tell you this. So I do understand the joke, and then obviously you saw my post. I was like, I made a little joke like, look what I found out about Mr. Greensuit. He actually reads, because you had posted like a reel or something of you going to the library, or not the library, Barnes and Noble.
Shout out to Barnes and Noble.
But I think it was funny, right? Like anybody that watches that could be fun. Like I think people took it too serious, because you can be very serious. Like you couldn't tell if you were joking or being serious, but like you knew you were joking. But even in that moment, to say like I'm not really a reader, I like listen to stuff. Whatever answer you would have given probably wasn't gonna be good enough.
No.
But now what I wish you would have done is, so I gave Derek a little gift. I don't know if he brought it with him, but he didn't bring it. But I gave him a little gift. It's a book, and it's a really funny book. It's a book. It's a book. Number one, not a magazine. It's a book, and it's a book on what? Investing 101.
Investing 101.
So
Investing 101.
yeah, but people need to give more grace. Like that was the whole point of my post. Like we got to give more grace to people. Like not everybody is a reader. If I got asked the same question, the last book I read was probably The Alchemist in 2019.
Right.
Like that's the last. I don't sit and read. That's just not me.
Right.
I don't read like that. I just don't like it.
And to touch back on that, she can't even give me 3 movies she starred in.
Oh, you know what?
Or 3 Broadway plays that she recently did. I'm just keeping the buck. I'm going to always keep the buck.
Yeah.
I can go to Google. There's a thing called Google, right? You go to site, put in that person's name, and don't know no movies pop up at all.
I don't know nothing about that.
You know exactly what I'm talking
I don't know nothing about that.
So I think this next question, I just think is on Pop the Balloon. It's just a cliche every time someone say it, right? And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm about to talk about. It's God-fearing men.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Every episode, either man or woman, and they ask, hey, what are you looking for? What's your deal breaker? Things like that. They always saying, well, I'm looking for a God-fearing man or God-fearing woman.
Yes.
When knowing damn well it's just you was just sinning on Saturday, church on Sunday. So when they
showing
ask,
your booty on Instagram.
Yeah, you
posing.
Yeah, you posing with a tight skin romper on, showing your camel toe. But just yesterday, you were a God-fearing woman. So this is why I really dislike that answer. They just need to do away with. Soon as someone asks, you need to stop and film like, no, let's ask another question, because those people are hypocritical. So when they asked me and I said what I said, and once again, I'm going to clear it up, which I feel like I don't have to, but me and you were sitting here having a good time with conversating with each other. Am I a God-fearing man? Yes. Yes, I was raised in the church.
By definition, yes, you fear
Yes,
God.
I fear
But
God,
like, I think by
1000%.
the social definition,
everybody has their own interpretation of what a God-fearing man, a God-fearing woman is.
correct.
Right. So if you're going to ask that question, please know the meaning behind it. Please show me, because I'm a visual type, right? If this is your definition of a God-fearing person, show me in the Bible where it says that at.
So what's your interpretation of that? Like
what
what leads you to say whether you are or you not?
No, so I fear God, but I also sin 1,000%. Like, I don't play church. I don't be quoting Bible scripture today, and then tomorrow you see me in the club turned up with bottles. That's
Well, you don't go
hypocritical
to the
to me.
club turn up with bottles anyway. But
I don't even drink
I
or
see
smoke.
what you're saying.
I don't even drink or smoke,
Yeah.
So, for example, one of the women said on the show, episode 91, of Pop the Balloon, I'm trying to do this and that with God. I'm trying to, I'm on my journey with God, this and that. And it's not my place to judge. But then you turn around, those women who said that, you on IG, busting it open.
Not busting it open.
Yeah, you on the busting it open. So what is your take on that?
So I will say this. I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate here because, like, again, when you asked, like, my type and I was speaking to my application, I did put that. Like, that was one of the things, like, one of the first things I listed, like, God-fearing man. But I guess in my mind, it's like, as I just stated, like, Christ follower, like, Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior, like, more so that. Like, I'm not by any means a perfect Christian, and, like, it is my hope that I did not, like, give that off. Like, it was never my intention to, like, come off as holier than thou when I, like, said the reason for popping my balloon on you.
Hold up. You popped on me?
Sir, we'll get there.
We ain't got enough time, so I doubt it.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
We
We
don't
gonna
got
hustle.
enough
We gonna
time.
get there. We gonna
So I
finish.
doubt it.
That's gonna be the last statement that y'all see. But in that, like, me expressing, like, I'm grounded, and I am. Like, I'm not perfect. Like, if you go on my Instagram, you'll probably see some things, and you'll be like, how is she saying that she's, this grounded in faith? Like, I am grounded in faith, but it's a working relationship. It's something that I desire to have and something that I desire to gain, but it's not perfect. Like, I'm in the works of it, but that is my focus now, is how can I establish and really truly understand what that relationship looks like. But I think when it comes to you, since we're on the topic, like, when you said what you said, I was just confused. Like, I think I posted it on my Instagram. I was like, it was just so much, like, brain farts and confusion. It was, like, incomplete conversation. Like, even when I watch it back, I was like, they did, like, when he was talking to Kelly and they were engaging and he was like, I'm not really, and it was no complete sentences. So, like, I had nothing left but to assume.
Yeah.
And then even when you explained it back, like, I still didn't get it. I was like, okay, maybe he was confirming what I assumed. And it wasn't until, like, you had the conversation with Sharday that I was like, oh, I kind of get it now. But at that point, it was too late. Like, it was not, like, I don't think that there was anything I could do other than, like, jump up and down and say, hey, me over here, like, I just heard, can I get my balloon back? So I just kind of let it ride out. Again, like, playing the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and we've talked about it, right? And like, you've explained it multiple times. Like, if anyone needs any more reassurance on that, like, they're just being super judgy. But I get, like, now I get what you were saying. And even in my, like, post that I did about the situation, I was like, we all heard it wrong. I even heard it wrong. Sharday heard it wrong. Like, she was like, you said you didn't fear God. Like, I think that's all what we heard, because you have to remember, you're in a dynamic where you already, on a daily basis, humans have thousands of thoughts rolling through their head. Add an additional 1,000 thoughts rolling through your head. Add cameras, add people, like, add questions, strangers. Like, it's a nerve-wracking situation, right? Super nerve-wracking. So
You don't want, It's like baseball. You don't want to strike out.
Correct. Like you're trying not to say the wrong thing, but you're also like not trying to be fake and phony. Even though that happened.
And there's a lot of them after that show.
Man, we gonna have to do a part 2.
Hey, there's a lot of that after that show that we seen.
We gonna have to do a
was
part 2.
not what it is.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. But yes, I think that you were like, again, like we've talked about, and it was definitely on my heart to reach out to you. You know, after like once the show aired and I found your Instagram, I was like, let me reach out because I just need to understand, because I kept hearing, and when we had our little group chat, I kept putting in the group chat, I was like, now y'all know this man said he did fear God. Like y'all heard him say that. Like I think I asked multiple times and everybody was like, yeah, that's what we heard. But it didn't take for me, it took for me to watch the show back to hear it differently.
You know, I didn't watch that show until you and I started chatting. Yeah. Like, I didn't care for it. I didn't watch it, but if you was asked to go back on it, would you do it again?
I probably would. I think that I would more so appreciate, like, being the person that walks out and not the person that's in the lineup. And the reason why I say that, twofold. Like, being in the lineup is exhausting, first of all, because you got to stand there the whole time. Like, if you don't get matched, like, you standing there for hours in your heels, in a tight dress, and a girdle, if you got that on. Trying to suck in, hold in, not look pregnant. All types of stuff. People done said I had a run in my stockings. I was like, I wasn't even wearing stockings. I tore my ACL. I got scars on my knees. But anyway, like, I think, like, I would want to walk out. And the reason why, and this may sound a little, like, kind of like, not cocky, but like y'all had it easy because you could see everybody at once. So you can make your choice. Like you could see your options. For us, we're seeing options one by one by one. So like one person comes out and you're like, it could be, but what's the next person look like? And then what's the next person look like?
So I heard, were you guys waiting for the guy in the green suit to come out?
Wasn't nobody waiting for you there.
I just heard. A little birdie told me.
I don't know, but you...
Is that true?
Apparently, you was a hot commodity because you the talk of the town.
For the bad reason, though, you know.
Which is interesting
I don't fear
because,
God
like,
and...
I think that there was like several things that were said in the comments about you that were, you know, obviously misinterpreted, misunderstood. But then, like, I think in a very general sense, like, all of the guys were kind. Like, no one came on, even Larry. And shout out to Larry again. Shout out to Larry again. Like, even Larry, like, Larry has gotten, you know, obviously, like, amongst the girls when we were, you know, chatting behind the scenes, like, you know, they were, like, saying he was rude. I don't necessarily think that Larry was rude. I think that Larry was doing his best to be honest, but also be reserved in his speech, which may not be normal for him. Like, not everybody has a censor. And if you don't have a censor or you're trying to censor yourself, you may sound like Larry. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I think he was trying to be nice and respectful, but also be honest about, like, things, and it kind of, like, read wrong. And I'm not just saying, because everybody's like, you're just saying that because he said you the one that looked kind of straight. It don't have nothing to do with that. Yeah. Like, when I knew, and this is my running joke with everybody that I talk to, they're like, you know, he was like, they were like, Larry smiled at you and you only. I was like, because I'd been to Memphis. I got family in Memphis. I've been there several times. I kind of know how Memphis people are. Like, not in a bad way, but he gave us that. Like, he wasn't coming there to BS nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, you know what? There ain't no reason for me to be mean to him or, like, you know, say anything bad about him. Like, in general, any of you, like, I just don't think that there was a place or, like, opportunity to be rude before or after.
So, episode 91.
Uh-oh.
The women there. After you got done watching, because how many? You said you watched it a few times.
I think how many views we got? 1.4 million or something like that. I think I'm the 0.5. I've watched it like every day, twice a day since it aired. No, I'm just kidding. But I've watched it back several times. Yeah.
So do you, after you watched it, do you feel like those women were genuinely looking for a connection, or were they just out there trying to brand themselves? Because we are a brand. Mm-hmm. If you have something going on, things like that, you're trying to brand yourself. Do you feel like they were doing it or they were genuinely looking for a connection?
So I will say this. I will say, like, when we got there, like, as a cohesive group, when we first met each other, I got the vibe that everyone was truly there looking for an honest, like, and true connection.
Okay.
Like, that's what I felt in that moment. Given certain circumstances post show, may kind of twist that a little bit where I'm unsure. Like, I can't say one way or the other. Like, I do think that in a very general sense, the women were looking for like a connection, looking to find love, but in the background, it was also like, if I can make something else out of this, then I want to make something else out of this. But then you got little naive me who's like, I don't really care. Like, what happens? Like, whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I don't have any platform. Like, I kind of honestly hate the attention. Like, I'm sick of people in my DMs. I can't follow everybody.
That was my next question.
It's annoying. Like, it's annoying.
My next question: since the show aired, how has it affected you on your?
It's been a lot of quantity and not quality. Mm-hmm. Like, when it comes to like reaching out, coming in DMs, like, and I've even gotten to the point where I'm silly. Like, I'm honestly a silly person. So like, people who come in like my DMs, like, can I take you out on a date? And I send them like the list of questions, like, name and age, where are you from? What do you like to do for fun? What are you looking for? Like, I literally send this list because I think it's funny. And if they respond, I'm like, you know, but most people don't. They're like, this lady is crazy. And that's fine. Like, you could think I'm crazy, but I did not get on the show to like, you know, get a dating pool of DMs. I know like the perception of some women is that you know, got on the show to pop on everybody so that you could get DMs and like get the exposure. That I don't like it. Like, I don't have time. I think that's the piece too, that when we were just talking about professions, that like, I'm not an influencer. I'm not a content creator. I'm none of these things. I have a real job. I have a real life. I have a child. Like, I have, you know, a home that I have to take care of. Like, all of these different things. So, you know, the attention piece is exhausting to me. Like, it's not what I really wanted. Like, I didn't want that level of exposure or attention. Granted, I know it's a national platform, but like, I truly appreciate and value that Arlette and BM truly want to see connection. Like, they truly want to see people fall in love. And I believed in that. Yes. Like, I believed in that platform, which is why I chose to do it. It wasn't to, you know, gain followers. And I didn't even get that many followers, to be honest. And I don't care. Like, I really don't. Like, I try to follow people back to be nice. It's draining. It's draining for me. For other people, it may be a lot of fun. But for me, it's not. So
for me, life after the show aired, which was episode 91, right? It's same here. I just been getting constant inboxes, DMs, just reaching out, but it's not I wasn't going on there to go viral.
Yeah.
I want to ask for genuine connection. I want to go on there to promote anything. So my experience from it was good up until you had these two bird brains go on social media and two bird brains. I don't say names. Two bird brains go on social media and just start using it for the wrong reason.
So can we? Okay, let's talk about these said bird brains. So what the world may not know yet is that both Derek and I went to the Lover Pop Gala, right?
Yep.
And we like saw each other there.
Yeah,
you had, from what I saw, you had interaction when one of these, quote, what you call bird brains. So what was that like?
What Leon call him?
Well, I forgot. So what does he call him? I don't know.
Bitterberry?
Bitterberry.
Bitterberry.
Oh, Lord.
So, yeah. So.
But what was that was the first time that you guys had seen each other, right? Like, I think that was the first time that we had all kind of seen each other since we filmed, right?
That was the first time I seen her. But
I think everybody. Like me, you, It was me, you, Rashida, and Akila there at the gala.
Which one is that?
Akila is the one that you are giving the nickname that you're giving.
I don't know her name.
But you talked to her.
I addressed it. I addressed it, what was said on social media. And she was like as I say, as the old folks say, she looked like a deer caught in the headlight because she was acting dumbfounded when I addressed the issues. But then she tried to reflect on someone else, and it wasn't her. And I didn't appreciate that at all because I was respectful to the whole lineup.
Yes.
The whole lineup.
Yeah.
So
and they, like, from what I saw, had talked about you on the YouTube channel for like almost 20 minutes.
I don't know the name of it, and I'm not going to say the name on it because I don't want people to go give them views. We want to keep our own views over here. So, but yeah, I always felt very disrespected. I addressed that with her, and I was hoping to see the Predator, which was her sidekick.
Crying.
She wasn't there, so I didn't want to have to address that. But yeah, that's, we didn't come on. I didn't come there to address it. I mean, she happened to be there, so I wanted to address it. But I came there to actually make a connection and support because, I was on episode 91 of Pop the Balloon, where we both were.
We both were,
So,
and we both went to the gala. So what happened? Did you find your match?
With that being
I
said,
did not.
With that being said, we had to find out in the next episode.
Oh my goodness, what's
Thank
gonna
you for
happen?
watching, and tune in next time.